Again, I love when I get the chance to, what I'm doing is communicating something that's of value.
Yeah.
Whether either it's totally entertaining, which is fine, but also something that really has a message that's valuable, that is going to help people in their lives. And I feel that with Drizzt. I mean, I feel, my theory is all great stories are about moral ambiguity. And that's what he faces is, how do I be a good person in an imperfect world?
You were there from the
Um,
get-go. Let's
I was there before it was Shadowrun. I was in Chicago for a meeting with the FASA crew, and we were out at dinner, and Jordan Weissman raised the conversation. Okay, what's going to be the next big thing? Because they were looking for another property.
Right.
And this was back in the 80s. So in terms of properties that were different at the time, I suggested cyberpunk. This was before Mike Pondsmith did his cyberpunk was out.
Right.
And Jordan wasn't too sure about that.
Well, there's got to be more to it. But for years, I mean, I've listened to people's stories and and encounters, and a lot of them don't make sense to me. But it's not my job to judge. I really just want to kind of be the sounding board for you who's having this experience to feel like you have a safe haven, a place to talk without being judged. And then there have been shows where at the end, I think that was complete rubbish, total nonsense. And then I start getting emails from around the world of people going, I listened to that show and it really impacted me because I've had that experience the exact same way. And I thought I was going insane. I was suicidal. I got on drugs and alcohol because of that. Now I know I'm not alone. So I've come to the conclusion that as absurd as things sometimes sound, they're impactful to others. And it's not worth just dismissing summarily because it doesn't make sense to my paradigm.
That's something I like doing.
It's time to start the podcast. It's time to play some games. It's time to have some fun here on the Epic Show tonight.
We'll see some off the pod here, enjoy some great alerts. We'll have a grand old time here watching Epic Rounds tonight. We love it when we come here, we clip all of the screens. The chat gets kind of trolly on Epic Rounds of Games. But that's an awesome part of the Epic family. So let's enjoy the show now and start another hype train. We'll see the spicy chips fly on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, epicational. This is what we call the Epic Show.
Hello, friends and enemies, heroes and villains. Welcome to Epic Realms Presents Off the Pod. It's not a podcast. Podcasts, sort of a podcast. It's kind of a podcast, but it's not a podcast. Not in a podcast sort of sense, but in a video sort of podcasty podcast. Not, but it's not. But it is. It is, but it's not. Steven, how are you? Steven the Shark, everyone. Steven the Shark.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans? Oh. Are you a fan of that show, Steven?
It's a great one. It really is.
Great movie. I haven't seen the sequel yet. I'm
not chugging maple syrup though. I'll drink a lot of things. I'm not chugging maple syrup.
No?
No. Mm-mm.
Not even for a hype train?
No. No, I don't think so. I'll say this. If we can get a level 10 hype train.
Don't say it.
If we can get a level 10 hype train.
It probably won't happen now, but you never know later when certain specific people come in. It could. Especially when you're challenging them. Do you even have maple syrup?
I do, yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I will, for a level 10 hype train, I will chug. It's not a full bottle of maple syrup, just because some of it's been used, so I didn't think we were going to talk about maple syrup. I will take a shot of the Riga Black Voodoo. I will not chug the Riga Black.
Do a maple Tabasco sauce is what Lyric
Oh my
says.
God. Why do you all hate me?
Can we plan that? Steven will if we do a level 10, I'll go get the last of my spicy jelly and I'll put it on those goddamn chips.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe hopefully not. That was rough for me the next day.
I believe it.
That was
I
rough for
believe
me throughout that day. Although I got to a point that day where I got like this high, and I felt like I was like on mushrooms or something. I was just like, whoa! Get that spice
awesome.
high.
Turn it
It's
up.
toasted
Yeah,
toesies.
Turn it up.
Trying to
yeah.
turn it up.
Turn it up.
Toasty.
Yeah, turn it up. Yeah.
Lyric says you all better not hype train till I get back home. By the way, Toasty, your stuff is in a box, ready to go, ready to be shipped. FYI,
I did
Toasty.
get a box of shots specifically for this.
There you go. Just in case, guys. Just in case. I told Steven, I was like, it
I'm
doesn't
ready,
always
Jack.
happen. We don't always hype train on the off the pod. Just once in a while. So, it may or may not.
I mean, if they do, they do. If they don't,
Then you
I
have
just have
then you
shots
have
for
stuff
later.
to drink. Then you have the stuff to drink. By the way, people, if you're curious what our topics are today, and yes, it's not Voodoo says it's not a podcast, it's a multi-shot, one-shot, multi-shot.
Yes, Voodoo. That is correct.
Today our topics. We got some topics, guys. We got some topics. Of course, it wouldn't be chatting with Steven the Shark if we weren't talking about tabletop role playing and some of these conversations. Of course, we're going to start off with talking about introducing new gamers into our gaming sphere, into our role playing, into introductionary role playing, or even just the new systems. Whatever the introductioning of systems of gaming, of role playing in general is. We're going to talk about that, how to do it, how we've done it, things that have gone wrong in the past, whatever we end up talking about. And of course, all of these topics, guys, you guys can jump in on and chat about as well. After that, we're going to talk into different RPG system designs, likes and dislikes. Maybe there's something very specific that 5th edition does that you really just can't stand and you always house rule it differently. Or something that you're like, I really love how they did this in this one system or this one thing in general or in specific that you're like, that is really awesome. I like that so much and here's why. So we encourage you guys to join in on the topics. We will talk about that stuff as well. So welcome on in. ! STFU for Pixel.
Yes.
Apparently. Nothing has ever gone wrong in a D&D game with Steven. Ever.
Just because
Nothing.
I play my games with a little more grit and a little more realism, and if you play
Thank you, Agent
stupid
K.
games,
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
Yep, right there. And
you win stupid prizes.
Hey,
I do see the olive
slightly awake.
picture. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous, Pixel.
Thank you.
Olive
That's an
is
Olive's painting.
Olive is an artiste.
An artiste. In artiste, is
And-
it brown? Is the whole painting brown?
It's not actually.
And smells funny?
It's a slew of colors. It's impressive. I wish that I had that kind of talent. Put a little bit of peanut butter in a bag and see what happens. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
That's what Steven says when he's, never mind. Anyhow, after that, we're going to move on over to our year in review. We're going to talk about the shit we did this year because it is December. It is the end of the year. Tomorrow is Steven the Shark's birthday. Mine is later on this month, so we're both going to be another year older and another year handsomer. And so we're going to talk about our last year and kind of the things we did and things that were cool and just whatever it was. Maybe it's about streaming. Maybe it's just about life in general, other stuff. We're going to look back at the past. I got the idea because I was really hoping that Steam would have their year in game review where it would show all your stuff, but apparently that doesn't come out till like the 18th through the 20th. So
yeah, it is year end when that comes out.
But we can still talk about our year in review. The Field Hockey Moms, yes, Pixel, the Field Hockey Moms. Play Steven games, win Steven prizes. Steven, do you have prizes to give us if we win?
Literally, it's been a singular field hockey mom in my entire life, but yes.
I mean, that's what he says. I mean, that was the name of the team. Was the Field Hockey Mom, but it was a whole team of them. So there we go.
Oh my God.
Gives a whole new meaning to the word train.
Yeah, that was a hype train.
And of course, we're going to end off on potluck because by that point in time, we may not be sober enough to actually keep a topic. I almost made a new logo for potluck. I almost had to say potluck.
That was last time.
That was last time. That was.
Duh.
Hand Steven a rock. Can you climb this for me? That was the
will.
hockey mom's name, actually, was the rock, and
The
Steven
Rock.
climbed her.
Oh my god. Donkey lady.
The Rock, and not like the WWE Rock, but I suppose he did do that one episode of SNL where he dressed in drag and let's be wrong, snoo. Or don't get me wrong, not let's be wrong. It's almost like I've already started drinking, Steven.
I have.
Oh, did you?
100%. You know me. I had myself.
But you're not
a
doing
scotch.
shots. You're just drinking like something.
No, I had a scotch beforehand with dinner, and then now I've just got
Cheers.
some.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
I'm just drinking a porter from Devil's Backbone because they make really good shit.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, welcome on in, everybody. Let me go through here real quick. Not first is Sunstrider. Sunstrider redeeming not first, but Happy was first. Happy coming in officially first was the one, the only Happy. Welcome on in. Unofficially and officially first. Toasty Toesies in here. Welcome in, Toasty Toesies. Pixel Nix. Pixel, thank you for continuing that gifted sub from Bentley13. Mucho appreciated. Bentley, thank you so much for gifting that gift sub to the Pixel of the Nix. The Pixel Nix. And of course, Steven the Shark, of course, in chat and here, always ever present. Thank you for joining us. Looks like Voodoo. We love the Voodoo. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for being here and joining us. We always like seeing a Voodoo come in and hang out with us all and just make our days always better. Always better. So who else is in here? Chav Hunter is in here. Chav loves the tabletop role playing, the tabletop board games, all of the gaming. So welcome on in. Chav, by the way, I played a new tabletop RPG this weekend that was fucking amazing. Maybe we'll talk about it here in a bit. I saw it show up. In my feed. And I was like, hold your breath, Nick, because you're going to see it and you're still going to get scared.
Oh, those are fucking really cool, Jeff.
Where did he? Where did he? In the chat.
Your general RPG chat.
My general RPG chat. Discord.
The Mimic Mosa dice are fucking cool. I like them. They're like a mimosa mimic.
Oh, I see the Olive Arts and Crafts. That's awesome. It's awesome. Awesome sauce. A Mimic Mosa. Ah! Sunstrider, damn it. I do like those mimics. Those are cool.
Yeah, those are cool, right?
Those are definitely cool.
The closest thing I got, actually, I think Pixel might have gotten me these for my birthday last year. You can't see them.
I guess I'm not the only one that got.
Ever able to show you these, but there's an eyeball inside of these die, and they the top portion of the dice, the eyeball is always looking up at you.
Oh, so it's one of those moving. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice Voodoo. I almost choked on my coffee. Oh no. Yeah, the beholder eye, that was Pixel. Pixel says that was me.
I know. A lot of my cool dice are Christmas presents from Pixel.
Fair enough. I'm gonna do okay.
For
no,
birthday.
I'm not gonna do it. All right.
Do it.
So
make bad decisions.
I am not a dice goblin, by the way. I do not. I have one set of dice. I have the same dice I've had for 25 years.
What?
Yep.
This is my dice bag. It holds, at last check-in, 2 pounds of dice.
I have 2 sets of dice in here, 2 different, and my die 20s. I have a bunch of a handful of die 20s.
What do you do when dice misbehave?
It's the same chance. You just keep
no,
rolling.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, clickety clackety math rock.
Only
has
if you
their own
have custom
personality.
dice that are unbalanced. Get some balanced dice so it's
No,
actually
even
random.
if they're balanced, they all have personality.
No,
Yes,
it's not.
yes, they
That's
do. It's
not a
science.
thing. That is
It's
not a
science.
thing. There's
We're
probably
gonna
a
get
can of beer in
science
this
in here.
bag too. Probably a can of beer in that bag. Probably rock climbing gloves, and it's a bag of holding, so it probably has 69 hockey bombs.
There's no gloves, but there are lots of D20s. Also, it is beneficial as a DM who runs in-person games often to just have a bunch of extra sets of dice. For when we get new players into our games.
You know, that's a good point. I think I do have. So before I actually started collecting, like wanted to make sure all of my dice were the same. I do have another bag somewhere in the house that I haven't seen in probably 15 years. That's specifically for people that don't have dice, and I just hand them the bag. I'm like, you can use this while you're here.
Yeah. The other thing I have, and let me see if it's easily in reach. I might have to step over here real quick.
What a stream. Steven just leaves. By the way, guys, welcome on in. Thank you for being here. I am Nick. I am joined by nobody in the screen next to me.
Here we go. It was just on the backside of my computer.
Giggity.
So
right along with all the porn.
From this company here, they make mystery bags. So I've gotten a handful of these in the past.
I remember when you were opening those from November 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah. They're a really fun way to give new players some dice. So these are just a completely random. We have no idea what's in there. This is actually a holdover from that same November. I got a big pack of them. This is just the last one.
Here's my thing: when getting dice, because like you buy a pack of dice or a set of dice, right? And you usually either get one of every dice or one of every dice, except for six-siders. Sometimes you get 3 in a 6-sider. But I'm like, I don't need. Like, I want to have at least 5 die 4, right? But I don't need 5 die 12s. So I'm very specific, and then it's like, well, I want to have a full set, and I want them all to be the same, but I don't want just one of each, right? I need at least 3 or 4 20-siders. Optimally like 5. I want to have at least 5 die 4s, but I only need 2 die 10s, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you're playing World of Darkness, at which case, yeah, I have other die 10s, but for a set, like, this is optimally what I need.
I like having just the option to be able to just be like, whoop.
I also don't need a dice tower. I don't need a rolling box. When I roll my dice, they stay within about this much of an area. I know how to roll dice well enough where they don't go flying off the table. I'm a pro.
I do have a small little dice tray that I use. 90% of the time, this is a coaster. It holds my beer.
Don't get me wrong. I have rolled them off before,
but
and I'm not hating on people that do, but people that give me shit for not getting dice and not using a dice tower and not using a dice roller thing, the people that give me shit for that, I return the shit by saying all of the things that I just said. So
I get it.
I'm not hating on them because some of that shit's really cool.
Yeah, my thing, I have a lot of dice that like are awesome, and then I do have a handful of dice that are just like, okay, cool. Dice that I bought in bulk specifically just to be able to, as a DM, help my new players, right? Have dice and to be able to kind of explain the different die to them.
Are we starting our first topic?
I think so.
Okay, we'll start the timer.
About new players, right?
We're talking about new. Might as well.
So bringing new players right into any tabletops is always interesting. First off, you have to make sure they have an interest, because if they don't, like, it can be super.
An entrance?
They're just like an interest.
Oh, an interest. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, you got super quiet for me all of a sudden. I was like, what did he say?
Because it's really easy for people to be like, oh yeah, like I'm interested. Like, yeah. Oh, tell me more about that. And they're just being polite. But as a tabletop RPG nerd, as you well know, someone's like, oh yeah, no, I'm a little interested in that. Pixel wants me to deep throat the mic. Just
well, yeah.
I don't know if
that microphone likes to move away from your mouth slowly, and then we're like, eat that mic. You're like, okay.
I don't know if that's Pixel like inserting her own feelings in there or if she just couldn't hear me, but
she's talking about earlier when I told you that I couldn't hear you, and then you moved it in, and then that's what was the thing. Stream delay. Remember stream delay.
stream delay, yes. It's
Or both. She
Pixel
says
says it's both. Why not? ¿Por qué no estos? But as people who really like this, it is easy for us to forget that, we really like it. So as soon as somebody's like shows a little bit of interest, we're just like, here's all of this stuff.
Yeah, you got to make sure not to overwhelm them.
Exactly. It can become very overwhelming. Even 5th edition, right? Which was designed to be a inlet into tabletops, right?
Right.
It's got so much information. Just my standard, this is just what there are 4 books that just sit on my desk. There's 4 more that sit down off to the side here.
Are you make a character for them, walk them through it, or make them do it all?
It depends. So if I have
Thank you, Chav, subbing for Prime. 4 months. 4 months. Look at that.
Thank you.
4 months of Prime.
But if I've got a group of new players, maybe one player that's played before, but mostly new players, then I will just use pre-built character sheets. All right, y'all, get at it. If I have 4 players who have played before and 1 player who hasn't, then we're going to walk through character creation and go from there.
Yeah.
So, for example, this Movember with Roddy Mama, who has never played Dungeons & Dragons before, and just did an amazing job. An amazing job. Dove in head first, picked everything up, was a little shy at first, and then kind of realized like, oh, these are a bunch of crazy psychopaths, and I can just do whatever I want. This will be great.
Right.
And dove right in, got things going. But between myself and Pixel also helped a bunch, and we kind of walked Roddy Mama through a 3rd level character creation, right?
And that's hard too, when you're like not just making a 1st level character, you're making something with multiple levels.
Yeah. Now I will say for 5e, I do, unless you're really slow playing it, I do like to jump in at 3rd level.
I agree. I've always thought the 3rd level is a great, because you're not just like you're not completely useless. You're not struggling. You're not going to die because something sneezes on you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I agree with that assessment. I like, for me, when it comes to introducing new characters, part of my thinking, I'm going to move our Tangia dungeon down in the bottom corner below Steven here.
Works for me.
So that, because it's just like blocking my face, and everybody wants to see this gorgeous face of mine.
You had to shift over.
Yeah, I was doing this thing, and I'm like, it's right here, whatever. There we go. Now it's down below. So for me, it's figuring out, okay, where do they sit as far as knowledge? Do they have they watched Lord of the Rings? That's always like one of my first things. Yeah. What can I do that I can associate things that they do know with role playing? Have you seen Lord of the Rings? Have you watched Game of Thrones? What's that?
Sunstrider wants us to lean against each other.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, let me get back so it's like this.
There you go.
We can put our hand like this. Other hand.
There.
You're blurred out, so you can't see.
Yeah, it's blurred. It's there.
And now kiss. There we go.
And that's always Pixel, is in kiss.
Now kiss. She's showing what she wants. But yeah, so it's like, what can I do to associate what things are so that I can explain them in a way they understand? And I find movies are always one of the best ways of doing it. Like, okay, let's explain movie-wise. You've seen Lord of the Rings, great. You've seen the Avengers, Because even the Avengers,
Yeah.
you can kind of explain some of that, right?
Yeah. Oh, for certain. And then just in general, using modern things to kind of like bring our players in and help them understand kind of a situation that might not really, because who here in chat has ever had to fight a wolf with a sword for their life?
Right.
Like,
Besides me,
yeah. Besides, yeah.
I never actually had to fight them. I was a ranger, so I just was like, oh, good puppy, you want to come in? Are you hungry? Are you hungry, puppy dog? Come on in.
but and I think that is one of the big things too with new players, right? Is getting them to kind of equate character knowledge with player knowledge and getting them to equate what their stats mean.
Right.
That's also something that's really fun and interesting to try to
Yeah.
do. There's always the tomatoes reference, right? Which is like strength, how many tomatoes you can just smush, and con being how many rotten tomatoes can you eat, and intelligence being able to say, oh yeah, no, a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is to know that tomatoes don't belong in fruit salad. Like but to be able to kind of equate that stuff for new players and to find ways to tie all of this in, because again, for those of us who are have been involved in this for years or even decades or more, it's second nature. We know, what constitution is, what strength is, what the difference between intelligence and wisdom. But well, those of us in the community that play RPGs and things like that and tabletops can easily make a joke of like, oh yeah, he's high intelligence but low wisdom, and everyone's like,
Oh
I
yeah.
get exactly what you're saying.
How many skulls can you crush with your thighs? Sounds like a good reference. Pixel,
yes.
Do you want to answer that for us? How do we use tomatoes for charisma is what I typed in there. So we'll see what people... Don't answer that. Don't answer it, Steven.
Oh,
I want to see what creative things people come up with. Convince people they belong in a fruit salad.
That's a high DC. That is.
I was going to say convince
DC.
your friends to wrestle in tomatoes.
It wouldn't take me much convincing. Like, you get enough tomatoes and I'll wrestle somebody.
Oh, I actually enjoy introducing new players to role play and kind of teaching them, the different things. What is a class to you? A class or a couple classes that you think are really good for a new player, and a couple classes that are probably really bad to give to a new player?
So this is going to be kind of controversial.
Here? Controversy?
But for a class for new players, because a lot of new players are like, well, I want to do Matt. Yes, Holly already said, Steven should not answer this. He is terrible at this.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
That's exactly what she sounds like right now. Yeah, fuck you, Holly. Pixel.
I mean, many people know what her screen name was before that we're all used to, so.
Yes. I love, for a new player who wants to have a little bit of complication, who wants to do melee and cast spells, I love having them play a cleric. It gives them versatility, where clerics have a lot of good utility spells. They have a handful of offensive spells, not much, but they can take the offensive. And I found in my time that most players who are like, I want to cast spells and hit things, truly just want to be able to like beat on something with a heavy object and make sure that their party doesn't die. And that's what clerics do. Clerics are not an easy class to start with.
Yeah, you think that they should.
But
so throw them in the deep end is what Steven's saying, guys. You want to introduce something to them, really make it so they don't want to do it.
I am a firm believer of the learn quick or die. Like, the best way to teach somebody to swim is to throw them in the water. Because ultimately, again,
That's why I can't swim.
Controversial opinion here, right? If you
It is very controversial.
Well, if you throw them into the water
and they drown, they die.
No matter what happens at the end of it, the amount of people that can swim in the world, the percentage of people that can swim in the world goes up.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so Stephen, for mass genocide there of people who can't swim.
No. I'm just saying, if you can't swim, you'll learn or you won't.
Yep. For me, guys, not as controversial. I always think that a great class to start with is like fighter, rogue, barbarian. You don't have to deal with spells. You don't have to deal with a lot of mechanics. The reason I lean towards like fighter specifically is because they do get some skills. You know, just the bare minimum to understand the thing. The part that always gets people interested into role playing is rolling the dice and killing shit. Especially people who are new. They don't understand the nuances of the role play, of the storytelling, of the character explaining right away. So starting off, you're a fighter, you hang out, you see everybody else roleplay, you learn from what everybody else is doing, and then when combat hits, those players get extra excited because they're like, oh, I'm really good at this, and then they can kill all the monsters, and then they can be really cool. And from there, they can then go, I want to branch out, I want to play a rogue, I want to play a cleric, I want to play something else that's, you know, somewhat fighter adjacent, or they move on and you know, are like, okay, let's try spellcasting entirely. But at least I understand the idea. They understand the mechanics of the game, how the game works. They start to learn the interaction process of what role playing is. So to me, it's always like a fighter is usually my like, this is what you should probably do. And then you can go to like a ranger, which kind of dabbles a little bit into that, or a cleric, which, you know, has a little bit of both worlds, has a lot of both worlds. Actually, cleric, the most broken class in D&D history. So
100%.
Which you and I have talked about before, the brokenness of a cleric.
Yeah, and that is part of the reason because also for
and nobody wants to play it.
Anytime I love playing a cleric. Cleric is one of my favorite classes for myself to play. Like I will always play a cleric when there's no cleric. Like let's go. I will be the healer, and I'm gonna just bonk stuff with spirit weapon and my mace in the meantime, and then when somebody goes down, I got you, and then I'm just gonna keep on bonking, and I might not bonk the best, but
that's what the hockey moms say.
No, they say boink, not
oh, sorry. My bad.
Pixel says that she encourages any melee class, mostly monks. Surprise, surprise. If you've never played a game with Pixel, she's either a monk or a druid.
Monks are great because you don't need weapons either.
Yes. And then if they want spells,
and it's not monk or druid, it's monk or murder hobo. You got to get it right.
Yeah, no. Pixel's always a murder hobo. It's just, you know, which class she is. I will say Pixel is not allowed to play rogues. Because Pixel is the most god awful. The character I have hated the most in any RPG I've ever played, Pixel created. Fuck you, Pixel. Fuck you, Wendell.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, Pixel
Takes
is
an
awful person for bringing that character into existence.
Steven, let me ask you this: when you were first introduced into D&D tabletop role playing, what was your first class that you learned the game on?
My very first class ever played.
Like when they were like, "Hey, we want to introduce you into this thing called D&D," and you ended up making a character.
So this was right at the very beginning of the pandemic.
Yep. Because you are a new GM.
I am, and
no hate, guys. By the way, no hate.
We so I was playing online, and I was playing through like text-based.
We're doing it, Sunstrider. Pixel, you're in.
And I yeah, let's go. Come on, Pixel.
Steven hasn't even read what it says yet.
I feel like we need a D&D therapy session with Steven and Pixel. I see it. But I played a fighter, and my first fighter, he ventured out into the world and immediately got murked, just dead. I think he lasted less than a day.
This does sound like we need to do a therapy session, Stephen. Now I understand where your mentality comes from. Of they should play something really challenging and difficult for their first one and throw them in the deep end. Because my character got killed, and I need to relive that on everybody else.
And so I immediately rolled up a new character, and I rolled up a rogue. And this one was a little smarter. And he went into roughly the same situation, but he went in there with a little more tact, a little slower, and managed to kind of circumvent the event that killed the first guy. So it's my first character was technically a fighter. The first character that lived for any length of time was a rogue.
Amen to rogues being better than fighters.
Yeah, I mean,
especially that Wendell.
Yeah, fuck Wendell. Wendell deserves nothing but bad things, and I hope nothing but bad things happen to Wendell.
So I've mentioned this a billion times. I played GURPS to start. That was my intro into tabletop roleplay. But my first D&D was, way back in 1990, and I ended up playing a character that was kind of based off of a comic book type character. It's like, this is my favorite comic book character, and like, oh yeah, we can build that. It'll be this and this, and kind of like waved a magic wand to kind of make a second edition type character based off of that. And that was kind of my intro, is like, again, put it in a way that is unique and special to the player, or something that they can relate to and that they can understand. So for me, it's like this comic book character that I liked. Okay, well, this is their weapon. This is kind of what they do. This is kind of what their thing is. Okay.
Here, Carmen, have some snacky cakes.
That's been like that. I thought I turned that off. That should be turned off. I don't even know if I have snacks. It is the one that got missed. There we go. I will have the snack, though. I will still honor the snacks. Steven is honoring the snack. I don't know what he's chewing on, or if he's just pretending like he's chewing on something.
Nope, just a cracker.
I will still honor the cracker.
Voodoo says, let's see what else.
Let's see what else you forgot to turn off.
Join the dungeon. We have done a surprising lack of shots, so I do think we should take at least one epic.
What do you think? Me? I've been drinking liquor the whole time.
No, but a shot is different than just having a sip of liquor.
It's not actually. It's not much different. At least it's not different for me.
Good Lord, what did they fucking attach?
You're giving it to him for free. Oh, hold on. We're gonna have to ban a bot here. Do I have the ban bot song? I don't have the counter, but I think I got the ban bot song here somewhere.
Good Lord.
Maybe I don't have the ban bot song. I thought I had the ban bot song.
This is gonna be awful.
Here we go. Here's the ban bot song. With a ban bot on Kick. Thank you, Kick, for entertaining us.
Cheers to the bot banning.
The bot banning. Cheers.
Cheers, chat.
You doing good there, Steven?
Yeah, that's lemony.
Lemon. lies we see, not in our community. Oh, the second set. I should cut this down to a single lyric now at this point. Sometimes Squirrel coming in not first. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
Is this where we dance? There we go. There we go. All right.
All right.
And our timer completely botched it. It died. The timer.
I saw that. Yeah.
The timer died, and then I went to hit it to see if it continued, and it just reset it. So I'm just gonna. Can I just hold it down and it'll?
I don't know. I, as Movember showed, am an expert streamer, so probably not the person you want.
Probably not the person to ask. That's okay.
No.
We only had like 47 seconds left, so it didn't matter. But we will.
Long and short, what I'm going to wrap up with those 47-ish seconds with is, if anyone in chat hasn't played Dungeons and Dragons or a tabletop and wants to, let Epic Rye know. Like, we always want more people. It's a great community. It's great fun. Let us know.
I've mentioned in the past that I was thinking of doing like a Pathfinder community RPG. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, a lot of people haven't played Pathfinder. Pathfinder's, you take D&D and you make it a little bit more complicated.
That's you're stepping into the next category.
And I was like, what's our next category? Oh yeah. And so as much as I like it for that purposes, I'm like, you know what? I might not do that. And I've been more and more looking at Mutants and Masterminds and doing a Mutants and Masterminds RPG for our community
One
on stream.
I have not played that I would love to.
Well, then you're in. Dag likes Pathfinder. I love, Dead Aussie Gamer knows his stuff. Pathfinder, you mean D&D 3.75? Yes, I do. I still love Pathfinder in the D&D fantasy world. I still love Pathfinder. I love how enriched it is. I love the variety of stuff you can get in it. It isn't quite as rich as like an Eberron world, but the world of Galarian still has a lot of really cool, unique stuff. And I do like the system because I really enjoyed. Here's my bias before we move on. It does kind of lead into there, as Steven said. My bias is I'm fucking old. Like, you take the amount of time that Steven has been role playing and you multiply that by, what is that, like 3 years, 4 years?
No, it's 5, 6 years almost.
So almost add a 0 onto that. Because I've been role playing for, what is 5? And then hold on, where's my math? I got my calculator here. Let's see. I've been doing it for over 7 times as long. Multiplication. I've been doing it for over 30 years.
You're not that old. You're fine. We're gonna drink and make bad decisions and play tabletop stuff.
So at any rate, second edition was a nightmare system. So when 3.0, 3.5 came out, it was such this godsend. It was such an overhaul. It was such a breath of fresh air to uniqueness, especially to someone like me who enjoys skills. Because something that was ungodly horrible was the skill system in second edition, or lack thereof. And I want to do something. I want to craft. I want to do this. I want to convince somebody to do something. And you didn't have an actual dice roll to do that. It's like, oh yeah, you could, yeah, sure, whatever. It was all out to the whim of the GM. Whereas 3.0 came out, Pathfinder, D&D, 5th edition. They all had skills that you actually could roll and have DCs for your skills. And so I really enjoyed that as far as that upgrade. And so, so for me, that's why I enjoyed Pathfinder, because I really enjoyed D&D 3.5. And had it not been for the fact that everybody and their brother switched to Pathfinder, I'd still be playing D&D 3.5. And the
fair.
novels. The novels were really good, so I wanted to play in that world.
You've had Ed on a handful of times.
Yes, love Ed.
And I love the world he's made. Like, it's so great. And like trying to get, again, as we transition from our new people into our next topic.
Yep.
But
which we're running already. The timer's already going.
Oh, well then we're gonna skip that, and I'm just gonna jump into RPG designs we like or dislike.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that was my transition. Like, I didn't like the second edition design of skills, and I liked the Pathfinder and all that. So there we go. Hello, Zao. Welcome on in.
Hey, Zao. I like how, I will say, I like how 5th edition gives, I like and hate how 5th edition puts a lot of it on the DM. They're just like, you got this. When it comes to almost every check, they're just like, this is probably what it is, but your DM's gonna decide. Your DM's gonna tell you what to do. Your DM has the stat block. The fuck I do?
Right.
What do you mean I have the stat block? I don't know what that is. But having played other editions as well, I do think 5th edition has found a good mix for new people. Once you've gotten the hang of 5th edition, it's cool to branch out into other tabletops.
Yeah.
Because there are more complex tabletops that kind of fill in that little nuances that 5th edition misses.
Yeah.
One that we've been playing more recently is Apotheosis. And really cool. Think not Skyrim, Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, right? Where like if you took an axe and you wanted to get good at using an axe, like you equipped an axe and you just went and beat the shit out of things with axes, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you raise your skill in axes.
Yeah, that's how EverQuest was as well.
And that's what Apotheosis does. If it's not, oh, I used a long sword for X amount of time, so I am good with a blade, and I can now use a great sword.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't. You don't fucking know how to use that. Like, it doesn't make sense. The difference between a long sword and a great sword and a short sword and a dagger are massive. So Apotheosis plays into specific traits, and as you make your character do certain tasks, successes in checks, ability, things like that, give you points that you can then respend to make your character even better at certain things. But so you make this very customized character that is always going to be a unique entity. And I really like that about Apotheosis. What I don't like about it is it is not new player friendly. If you are new to tabletops and your first introduction was to Apotheosis, you might as well just like go fuck around with Thaco. Like or even first edition where it's just like all right, we're gonna do 50 minutes of math for 5 seconds of play.
Yeah.
Like,
that's not fun. I like D&D's the 5th edition. I like the ease of play. The ease of play for what you get for story wise and the options, the amount of options you get for that. I think that's my favorite part of 5th edition is sit down and make a character you could play. It's fairly simple, especially if once you learn D&D Beyond. It's like, make a character. This is my character. You can come up with whatever your concept is. You can build it to that kind of concept fairly easily. You can do a lot of different things with it. The thing that I hate the most with 5th edition, completely straight across the board, is they don't fucking give you prices for gear.
Yeah.
I want to make a magical whatever. Too fucking bad. We're not going to tell you how much that costs. Well, then I guess I'm just not going to have any gear.
So I personally I have a bunch of supplements, right? Like I have a book just and it is a 300-page book of like you want to craft X. Cool. It requires A, B, C, D, and E. If you don't have all of these on hand, this is how much these ingredients cost to just purchase. This is how much time you will need to make that, blah, 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 blah. And so I have supplements for all of that. But then that gets into your DM giving downtimes and things like that for your players to be able to, because crafting a magic item, it takes, weeks
Yeah.
or months.
I just wanted to be like, you make a character. Okay, great. I want to buy a +3 sword. How much does that cost? We don't know.
Yep.
Pull out
Yeah.
a thing and, whatever. There's a second, some other company put together a list that might be the cost. You might be able no, just put it in the main book. Have a list. Every D&D system before all the way up to 5th, right before 5th edition, has had a section on the cost of shit.
Well, that's in Xanathar's though. In 5th
Turn
edition.
it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
So they kind of did. They didn't.
Right. They kind of did in a supplemental book that they came out with 5 years after the game was out.
So
maybe
Xanathar's did a price range on magic items. So like a +3 sword obviously is going to be what, a very rare? No, +3 would be
exactly. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. Nobody knows.
+3 armor very rare, +3 weapon rare.
Either way, I just did. That's
Either
what I
way.
didn't like. That is the one. That is my one. That is my single most definitive thing I don't like about 5th edition. Is that right there?
No,
Turn that
well,
salt
what
up. Yes,
they-
I'm turning that salt up, Bentley.
What they did is like these cost things, right?
God
So, like,
damn it, Epic Realms.
God damn it. So like a very rare sword, right?
I'm channeling the Octavius. I think that's what she's saying. That I'm
It's gonna
channeling
be
the
a,
Octavius.
it's 1d4 plus 1 times 10,000 gold.
Yeah, and don't just write it down. Here's the cost of a longsword, and here's what it costs to make it +3. The end. No dice rolling. That's what it cost. If the GM wants to adjust it for inflation or whatever, fine.
That's so crazy though, because like, so the average on a d4, right, is what, 2.5. So you're looking at 25,000 gold is the average cost on a +3 longsword. But on the low end, you could only have it be 10,000.
Yeah.
And on the high end, it could be 40,000. That is a huge.
That is stupid.
Or sorry, 50,000.
This is stupid shit. Stupid shit.
20,000 to 50,000 gold is your margin there. And
Yeah.
that's fucking ridiculous. It's so difficult to like buy magic items in.
I do also like there are some unique systems that exist too. And not just role-playing systems, but just like designs within a system. Pathfinder has a story, or a thing called a chase element, and they're literally like, it's a chase scene. So it's like a car chase in Fast and Furious. So it's kind of like a step back look at a whatever, and it's like, okay, you're chasing the guy through the market. You have to make this check or this check to do this, and they have to make it too, and then you're chasing them through the market, and you're trying to catch up to them, and you have little like, this is a market into a tunnel into a whatever, and I'm ignoring the turning it up. Why are you turning it up, Steven? Why are you also turning it up?
So we can get closer to a hype train and do another shot in spicy chips.
Spicy chips. I don't want to do spicy chips. You're thinking you're doubling up on the Bentley.
Make him do spicy chips.
Don't make me do spicy chips.
Make
It's
him
the
do
bottom of the bag, and they're stale. You know how nasty they are right now? They are so bad. I had to do a couple last week, and it was horrible.
It sounds kind of like a personal problem.
It is. It is a personal problem. That's okay. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody is helping you, Steven.
What the shit, chat? Come on now.
Steven wants to drink.
Make us suffer.
The hype train has started. Where are we at it? Have we completed level 1? For those that are in here that are hanging out that don't know, every completed level of hype train, I will do a spicy chip, and Steven is going to do a shot. Steven's doing shots for
Where's
levels of
Roddy?
hype train.
Somebody let Roddy Mama know I will drink more than she will hype train.
Turn it up, yeah.
You didn't even, did you? But you're going to have to supplement by going and going and getting
Turn
one,
it up, yeah.
if that's the case. Thank you for the turn it up.
I'll drink more. Let's go.
Steven the Shot Shark. This is going to double up as a drinking session for Steven's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to Steven the Shark. Birthday tomorrow. Let's get Steven some birthday shots, too, while we're at it.
Oh, Christ. I don't need birthday shots.
Birthday shots for Steven.
So Mama Shark
Where are
wants
we
to have
at? Where
dinner.
are we at? We are at, we just hit level 2. We just hit level 2, so we
Yes.
well, we just completed level 1. We started level 2.
So we owe 1.
So it is 1. 1 shot for you, 1 spicy chip for me. I've got to get enough pieces. Oh my god, look at this one. Look at that one.
That's spicy.
You see how dark that is? Let's
I
compare the
think
2
you need to
pieces
just
here.
Dip it in some jelly.
Let's compare the 2 pieces here. Can you see the difference?
It feels like the other one needs to be rolled around in this.
No! The other one is normal. The other one also has a lot, but...
Cheers.
Oh my gosh. Taking 2 at once is a nightmare.
Ah,
Oh.
Nasty.
none of these are good.
Nasty.
Oh,
Thank you, Bentley. Thank you, Voodoo. Thank you, Anonymous. Oh my gosh. Taking 2 at once is a nightmare. Oh, Seven-Tailed Fox coming in. Oh my god, that was bad. That is hot.
oh yeah. No, that's
Oh my.
the lime is not refreshing. It's not.
Oh, it wasn't even open. I was expecting water. Just a little washing. Just a little washing. Oh.
I'm gonna assist.
Water actually makes it worse, so.
Turn it up, yeah. Turn
You're making it worse. You're trying to make it worse. You're giving yourself birthday shots.
Turn it up, yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me pause the timer for the hype train, guys. Pause. Pedro. Woo! Pedro for the happy spicy train, the spicy hyper train.
Woo.
Whew. Maybe Roddy doesn't want to come in because she doesn't want to make you look bad again.
I mean, I had a wonderful time. I still made it to work the next day. I had a full.
Yeah,
day
but
of
you
work.
barely made it to bed that day. You almost slept in your chair while on stream.
Almost, but I didn't. And horseshoes and hand grenades are the only time almost counts.
Well,
Thank
Voodoo, thank you so much.
Asshole.
Voodoo with the 5 gifted subs on the hype train. Moving it up to more. That might complete. Does that complete us on a level 3 already, too? Ooh, that brings us halfway through level 3, guys. All of the this is multiple pieces of chips on a pile. It looks small because I'm stacking them.
Cheers.
They're stacked to be 1 chip. Thank you so much, Voodoo.
Hopefully this is better than the lime.
How many ounces are those?
Too many.
Huh?
Too many.
Just remember, a shot is 1.5 ounces.
That's 50 milliliters is what I just did.
Huh?
50 milliliters.
How does that translate?
Oh, God, that was awful.
Oh,
I literally bought that because I thought it wasn't going to be bad.
you say 50 milliliters?
Let's go.
God, I'd rather have whiskey.
What was you should be telling us the flavors that you're drinking.
That was fire.
Fire? It's just called fire. The flavor was fire.
Yeah, it was just bad decisions.
Like a cinnamon death flavor. Woo!
No, like it was blue, but it just tasted like ow.
Dabba dee dabba die.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Woo! Oh, the last
Let's
bit
go.
I have. Let's go. Pixel with the last bit. Just have to get more bits. For the Steven. For the Steven to make shots.
1.69 ounce or fluid ounces.
If we hit a level 5, I will like actually take a full shot. I will take a full one, not just sip from my glass. If we hit 5.
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
Woo! Turn it up, yeah. I mean, it seems like nothing could stop you from eating those portable stomach perforators. So the only thing left for me to do is embrace your bad decisions. No.
Gotta get a snack. Gotta get a snack. With a puppy dog snacky snack. With the adult snacky snack. Gotta have snacks. You gotta have snacks. Gotta have all the snacks because it's tasty, yeah. Gotta have the snacky snacks, yeah.
I mean, it seems that nothing could stop you from eating these portable stomach perforators, so the only thing left for me is to embrace your bad decisions.
Embracing the decision,
Turn
yes.
it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
Turning it up. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Right?
You said you had a secret weapon there, Steven.
Did I?
Has your secret weapon arrived to make you drink more?
Not yet.
He was telling me beforehand somebody's going to come and make him drink a lot of drinks. And I'm like, are they?
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
Welcome in, Booms.
Turn it up, yeah.
Welcome in.
Hello, Booms. How are you? Oh, can you hear the sniffles?
We're close.
We are close to a level 4. Yes.
Make us hurt, chat. You got this. Come on. Just a little more oomph. Just a little more oomph.
What did I say something about eating jelly? Didn't I say if we hit something we? Oh yeah, that was a 10, right?
A 10 is you're gonna eat the rest of your jelly.
Summoning the Roddy for no particular reasons. Oh no.
Fuck.
That is the
Summoning
level.
Roddy for no particular reasons.
No particular reasons. Been lurking and laughing. Here we go.
I don't want.
This is like it's literally the bottom of the bag. It's just the crumbs, guys. It's just the crumbs. It's all the stuff with the powder on it, where all the powder that didn't attach collects at the bottom and then sticks. This one's got a folded chip. This is actually a full chip. It's just folded in half, so it's got a little broken piece, so I'll add one.
I'm hyping myself up here, chat.
I'm
hyping myself up here.
We're gonna do it. You can do it, Steven the Shot. Still enough to make a hole in the bottom and then on the floor. That's true. Oh my god. Woo!
Let's go.
Woo! We're 60% to level 4. I might have to go get a shot glass. Seeing that bag hurts my mouth. I feel like those remove the skin from your mouth, much like Captain Crunch does. It removes the skin from your internal organs as well. It's like swallowing sandpaper, but only sandpaper that's on fire. The things I do, the things Steven does for the chat.
Right.
Oh. And I'm done because I keep drinking water and that just moves it around and spreads out the heat. And not in a good way.
I should have gotten water. Christ.
You should. You should have gotten some spicy chips. I'm drinking with you. You should at least be doing spicy chips while you drink.
Nope. I like my asshole to not burn. Thank you very much.
Unless it's from... Never mind. Hockey mom pegging 101.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Can we get the head bob from Steven?
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
I can't even do it anymore. I can't even keep the rhythm.
I can't drink still, so do my part as well.
Cheers, voodoo. To the voodoo. Doot, 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 doot. Can Steven not hear the song? He can hear the song. He can hear the song, but he's had 4 shots. And he had one before the stream. And he was also drinking a beer.
No, I finished 2 beers before the stream. An old fashioned and a double scotch.
And then was having beer on stream. Plus the 4 shots.
Let's play games.
Also, this is the song Epic Stomach is singing to. What is love? When spicy chips don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. That'll never happen. They will always hurt me. They will always hurt me. Much more. Do, 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 do. The real question is, what song will my butt be singing tomorrow? I feel good. Na, 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 na. I don't feel good. What are you doing? Are you typing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was typing.
What does that mean?
I'm just giving Pixel shit because it's fun to do.
Oh, I see.
So
you can give her shit in chat.
I could. We are talking about.
What do you mean? What do you mean by shaking out? What are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Chat, you're so close. We're a quarter of the way there.
A quarter of the way. And 10 seconds left. 10 seconds.
Turn it up.
7,
Yeah.
6,
Turn it
5,
up. Yeah.
4,
Turn
3,
it up. Yeah.
2, stream delay.
Turn it up. Yeah.
Woo! We survived.
That means we have 10 minutes of fucking leeway now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I could use 10 minutes of fucking chill.
Means I didn't have to worry about going and getting a shot glass, that's for sure. Oh.
But you don't want to just do a shot with me, Epic?
I'm still drinking. I've refilled this twice.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said, do you want to do a shot with me?
I do. It's just too bad that the chat didn't want me to. So there you go. Epic's butt saved again. That's right. Saved again. Oh, my nose is running. Luckily, we've got 7 minutes, and then we can take... Well, here's the best part, guys. We're going to finish this category, and then it's break time, because we have after the second thing, we'll have a break, and we'll come back, and that'll be perfect time to make us possibly do it again. Maybe. It depends. We'll see if Steven's secret weapon comes in to make him drink, but... yeah, so system designs that you like. Do you have any things that you've changed? Like, here's a rule that you've changed because you don't like how it's written?
Yeah, so for my 5e group, right? Rules is written, a potion is an action, right? Bullshit. A potion to yourself is a bonus action. To uncork and feed a potion to somebody else is an action. I like a potion as a bonus action. Another one of the rules that I kind of homebrew is a potion outside of combat does max healing.
I like that.
With the logic that in combat you're just like, oh fuck, I gotta go. In outside of combat, you're imbuing the entire potion.
Yeah, you're not spilling any dodging a sword.
Exactly. I also run toxicity rules.
What if in
My-
combat they do a full action to drink their potion? Would you give them the full heal
No.
under the same thing? Because it's a full.
No,
they're
because-
spending an entire full round to make sure they get every little last drop.
Because they are still, whether consciously or subconsciously, they are still moving and avoiding being murked, right? Like they're still the still combat shit is still actively popping off. They cannot focus 100% on that.
Much like I can't focus 100% because my mouth is burning so bad right now.
Oh, I'm good. I'm ready to go.
My mouth hurts so much right now. Where's my cookie? Cookie. Somebody redeemed a snack earlier. I had chips, but I've got a cookie. I'm having a cookie. Cookie. Go ahead, Steven.
I'll have a cracker with you.
Cookie, cookie, cookie. I made you out of snacks. I'm just like rub the sugar on my tongue where it hurts the most. Where did the cracker hurt you, Nick? Right here?
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
Turn it up.
I think they're talking to Steven's mic. Turn it up, yeah.
Turn it up.
There we go. That's perfect. Perfect volume. No, that's how you ruin your. No wonder your mic sucks. You're eating it.
So.
Yeah, what were we saying?
Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah. Turn it up, yeah.
I feel like we're not in that time frame, and that's upsetting.
Yeah, we did do a when they moved 5th edition to or 3rd edition to Pathfinder. There was a skill we had already changed because for those that don't know, in 3rd edition they had certain skills. So they had hide and move silently were 2 separate skills. Because one was your ability to be quiet, right? The other was your ability to not be seen. And then they had opposed skills for that. So they had spot and listen, which were the ability to see things and the ability to hear things. And we were like, that is too much fucking shit. We're just going to combine those. And so that was a rule system, a rule that we had changed. And then lo and behold, Pathfinder came out and they're like, listen, we're going to put spot and listen together and they're going to be called perception. And we're going to put move silently and hide together. And we're going to call it stealth or sneak or whatever it was. It's like,
yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. So I liked that change in that. And of course, like there's a million like different skills and stuff like that. But what about you guys in chat? Are there any rules that you really hate or really don't hate or really like?
Yeah, chat. What do we got? I mean, a fair bit of our chat currently does play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I know Pixel plays. I know I saw Chav Hunter was in here. I think Booms plays a little bit. Seven Tail Fox I saw in here. Squirrel, sometimes Squirrel was in here. Considering the setting, there shouldn't have been a don't stink and smell carefully as a skill.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have a scent, so you can smell things. They do have a smell. It's an ability. It's not a skill. Scent. What are you looking at, Steven? You are so very easily distracted suddenly.
I am like a...
He's like a moth and somebody's shining a light at him. Stop pooping. Let's all just stare at Steven, and we'll find out when he's ready to hang out with us.
I multitask.
You...
I'm not pooping. Who's pooping? Ew.
He's just like, people are talking. I don't know what's going on. I've had a few to drink. Did you hype train? Is he toasted? We did do we got a level 4 hype train lyric. It ended a few minutes ago. That's what the problem was. Is you like Lyric said to wait till she was here, and nobody. Then that didn't happen. It got triggered before she got back.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's always another chance. He is looking for a sofa to sleep on. He is.
No, not just yet. I'm still awake.
Oh, how dare you not wait for Lyric? Pixel, Pixel scolding herself. Pixel scolding herself.
Pixel's just yelling at everybody.
I knew I should have I should have had an audible on here, an option to change the thing to. We have no idea what the fuck's going on now. No more topics. We're just lost.
Fair.
It worked as intended. Boom! Boom shakalaka. STFU. I think that's to you, Steven. I think that's to you. I'm guessing. I could be wrong. Maybe. Steven. Steven, look at me. Steven, look at me. Hi. How many fingers am I holding up?
Well, I need you to fucking chill out and actually show me a number.
There is a Tangia Dungeon! Exclamation mark join to join. You've got a few seconds left. Get on in there, guys. Get on in there. Our next topic is going to be our year in review, guys. I'd like to hear... That was right on you, Steven. That one came right on you. Make a saving throw.
I thought we were taking a break at this point.
We are going to be taking a break, but I'm just letting people know that we're going to be talking about our year in review, and I also want to hear about the cool stuff that you guys did this year, looking back into what this last 12 months has been, and the cool things that you've done and went to, games you've played, streams you watched, all of that kind of stuff. Whatever you thought was really cool that happened in this last year, whether you got new jobs or you found somebody family or whatever happened, we want to hear about them coming up when we return after our break. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to go into potluck. So if you have other topics you want to talk about, for sure do that. We might talk a little bit about Movember and how awesome Movember went as well. Steven's going to ask you to check your butthole and tell you the importances of that. But we'll wait till later on when he's a little bit more drunk to have him do that and completely go off focus. So we'll be back in just a few short minutes, people. Please stick around for the breaks. If you haven't been gifted a sub, if you don't have a sub, feel free to do that. It helps us continue to do what we do, and then you don't have to deal with ads. Or just stick around through the ads because that also helps. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
I've run the Pell RPG twice for
Okay.
World Builders at Emerald City Comic Con.
Okay.
At their kind of big party where you contribute to charity and you get to come in and play games. And if you're at my table, you usually get free cake because my friend Adam Mercunius always brings us a nice gluten-free cake. But yeah, this is my spellbinder that contains the Pell RPG that I have written. But it's different than other RPG games because instead of like heavily dice rolling and math, it's all about, well, the gods of Pell, Pellinus is the Pell god. It's a two-headed god like Janus, which is me and Kevin.
Right.
And they just want to be entertained. They don't really care if you're good or bad. They want to be entertained. So it's like, it's not necessarily that you roll the dice. It's that you close your eyes and you stab this with your pencil. And then the gods interpret whatever you land on. Oh no's or the skull usually doesn't go well.
So what
Excellent.
can you tell us about it?
Okay, so you had Chris on last week.
We
and
did.
He described it. I don't know if I'm going to describe it the same way, but here we go. So Basil and Mobius is an urban fantasy series that would happen if Indiana Jones and James Bond teamed up to go do a series of missions for a Cthulhu monster disguised as a person. And they fight all manner of eldritch horrors and evil sorcerers from prehistoric times, and one very scary vampire ghoul lady who I created in my Story of the Machine, which is in one of the Basil and Mobius books. I think it's
Because this series kind of sounds like
Little
it's
hells.
an accumulation of the themes of all of the stuff we've covered so far.
They hired me to do a novel that was going to bridge the gap between Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2.
Right.
And I had not played any of that stuff at the time, but I knew people who, Jeff Grubb from TSR back in the day, who I had known, was one of the designers on, one of the lore people for Guild Wars. And so they had a bunch of us pitch ideas. And I'm like, how do you tell an exciting adventure story that spans 250 years and gives you all this background and all these different things? And I'm like, oh. So I swiped from the best. I basically stole from the Canterbury Tales. So it's an adventure story that goes, but it's a road movie, right? So you're going from one spot to the next.
Okay.
Every time you stop at camp, one of the characters stops and says, let me tell you a story here, right? And the neat thing about that is it allows them to frame the things that have either just happened or just about to happen to give them context so you care about them.
Right.
And coincidentally also allows us to, do a lore dump essentially and say, and you guys who don't understand about this stuff, this is what this is really about.
What's kind of your style when you're putting it together a story? Or are you kind of a mix mash depending on the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I always say my process is chaos.
Okay. That's a good thing. I'm adding that to the list.
Yeah, my process is chaos. It's different for every book. Different books have different needs. Like, for example, with the Anti-Darken books, because they were historical, I had to do a tremendous amount of research, and I did have to outline those because I was hitting certain historical events, and I needed to make sure that I had the timeline that I wanted and that I was hitting the things that I needed to, but that also the story made sense and was a compelling story using those events. So those books took me a lot longer to write. They were maybe a 3 or 4 month draft, and then obviously a lot of time in revision. Then you have things like The Dark Stumbles of Frankenstein, where I had the idea for a while, I had noodled around with things, and then once I actually figured out what the draft was, 7 days.
Yes, you were asking about the licensing process. With Batman in particular, it was a 2-stage thing. We do not have a direct license for Batman. We were able to work through our friends at Cryptozoic. And without them, there would have been no Batman project.
Okay. Shout out to Cryptozoic.
Yes, absolutely.
In the idea that instead of taking levels of other classes, there are specific feats that give you portions of what it would be to level up. So that way, if you're a level 10 sharpshooter, you're a level 10 sharpshooter, but you can also, with your feat picks, go out and take, say, the mastermind class abilities by taking the mastermind training feat, the advanced mastermind training feat.
Yeah.
And the advanced one gets you up to about the equivalent of level 7 or so in another class.
We're talking about the Batman universe right now, but you had so many giant, overarching, multiple comic line storylines. You had, between Nightfall and Contagion, Cataclysm, one of my favorites, which is underestimated, the Brotherhood of the Fist. How do you manage, because you've got all these different artists and all of these different people working on, this is a Catwoman comic and these are the people working on that, and here's the the artist for Nightwing, and here's this, and this is when these get released, and we got to tell a storyline that comes out chronologically throughout all of them and crosses over. How do you pull that off?
Well, Denny picked guys, he didn't know if I was, but he knew Doug Bench was, he knew Alan Grant was, just dedicated to this stuff. We'd all play nice with each other, and we knew how to meet deadlines, and we were interested in the characters. We were very earnest about doing good work.
Well, this question asks, how do you feel about shows like Stranger Things changing the lore for D&D? Do you view this as a good thing to get people involved in the lore, or a bad thing for the original lore overall? I think that's a great question.
It's a wonderful thing. D&D's lore is meant to be individualized by whoever's sitting around the gaming table, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I play D&D in my Demon Wars world. I'm not using Forgotten Realms lore, or sometimes I am.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'm mixing the two, or I'm changing it. I think it's awesome that you can be a D&D player or a Magic player or a whatever game player now and not feel like you have to hide somewhere and don't tell anyone you're playing it.
Yeah.
And shows like Freaks and Geeks, I think, was one of the ones that really brought it forward.
I ran out into my studio and I was like, I recorded the audition, and it's exactly what I
It's the exact kind of thing that I want to do. It's urban fantasy.
Right.
It's, in the vein of Jim Butcher. Like, this guy looks like he has it together. This cover's really professional looking.
Right.
Everything about it was so perfect. And I was like, so I just went after him like crazy. So I sent it off, and then I sent off another take, and then I sent off another take. I sent like 3 or 4 takes, and it was like, they allow you to send a bunch of different auditions. So I just kept doing it. I was like, here's another take, Justin. Here's a different approach. And so like, it was so funny because I was like, I'm going to annoy the crap out of this guy. Oh my goodness. I hope he doesn't hate me, but I'm going to send another one, so I just wanted it that bad. And so anyway, and then a few days passed, and he actually got back to me really quick. He was like, hey man, thanks so much. This is great. I'm so glad you're so passionate about it. He's probably just being kind.
But the violence is about a world in which there's a new kind of pandemic in which people break out in random acts of animalistic violence. So it opens with a lady shopping in like a Costco, looking at a mayonnaise jar. She drops the mayonnaise jar, picks up a bottle of Thousand Island dressing, and beats the nearest shopper to death with it. Then drops the bottle and selects her mayonnaise and just keeps going. So that's how this pandemic works, is you randomly just kill someone and then move on with your life. Which of course throws America into chaos, because at first, you're like, well, how do we know who has the violence and who doesn't? People are dying. How do we help them? By the time we get to a 911 call, someone's already dead, and the person who did the violence is confused and has no idea it happened. And then of course that gives a very good way for a woman who's caught in a domestic abuse situation to get away from her abusive husband.
Yeah, it's something I like doing whenever people tag me in like the urban fantasy Facebook group with like 30,000 members or something.
Yeah.
Someone will post about me, check out this book, which is awesome. I love seeing that. And then I'll just randomly type in there, from a completely non-biased point of view, I like it, just or someone will say like, oh yeah, I really like that book, and I said, I do think.
And we are back from break. Thank you guys for sticking around during that break. It is myself and Mr. the Shark, aka Steven the Shark, hanging out here. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. We started off with talking about introducing new role players to gaming and how to do that process of that. Some of our theories and thoughts, some controversial thoughts, as well as talking about, some of the awesome people we've had that we've taught. Curly Girl, speaking of which, Curly Girl, when she was brand new, she came in and like within weeks was like making us all look bad when it comes to gaming. And even now, like she's like one of the best role players we have in the community. So it's just crazy to watch. So Mr. the Shark, that's right, Mr. the Shark. Well, because his first name is Steven and his last name is the Shark. So he was Mr. the Shark. Just like people sometimes, if you talk to Identity Crisis, he calls me Mr. Realms. So there we go. Lies. It is not lies, Curly Girl. It's true. It's true. It is true. We then went in and we talked about things about in RPG systems that we like, things in RPG systems that we don't like, certain systems that are there. So whether it's a system within the game or a system overall, stuff like that. So doth the lady protest too much? She does. I also wanted to mention, I don't know if Chav Hunter is still in the chat or not. Chav likes all kinds of different games. We played this weekend at what we call RageCon. For those of you know Rolana Halo, it was a birthday event that was a convention. We made it like a gaming convention. So we had 3-hour slots. We had at least 3 games for every slot, except for the last slot was 1 game for everybody. And so, we had multiple RPGs going on. We built a concession stand with like all of the stuff for a concession stand. God damn it, Octavius. Octavius!
I'm just saying, chat is a bunch of cowards for not making us drink more.
Wow. I don't know if that timer is actually up. I don't know if you can actually. I don't think the timer is up for you to try and goad them into making you drink more. And I don't know if my stomach can handle more spicy chips. My stomach is not happy with that last batch. We'll see what happens. And just when we started to talk about slots, yes, that's
what do you mean? What do you mean by shaking out? What are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's not been an hour. Yeah, Curly Girl said it's not been an hour yet. Hasn't it? What was I saying? Something about so we ended up playing on the third hour. We played this new game system called To Be or Not to Be a Villain. And at first I wasn't sure what it was, so we all played characters from Hamlet, essentially.
Make no mistake about that man on the bottle of
You
Captain Morgan.
son of a bitch.
That man was a legend.
You son of a bitch, Octavius. The son of a beach. And hello and welcome in, Stephen. I mean, Octavius. Sorry.
Steven,
I was thinking in my mind, like, I'm like, man, Steven's gonna catch up to Octavius on cameos on the Epic Realms.
I'm gonna fuck Octavius's cameo fucking number. Like he ain't got shit on me. Let's go.
Wow.
Fuck you, Octavius.
Wow.
I'm
Voodoo
coming,
Wait,
I'm
Steven's
coming
here.
for you. I'm coming for you, Octavius. I'm coming for you.
All over the place. He is. Just for you.
All over it.
That didn't sound like you think it sounded.
It sounded exactly like I think it sounded. It's not
Fair
great,
enough.
but
Fair enough.
It's not great, but I'll come for Octavius.
Wow. Clip that and just stop the sentence a little early. Yep. Very aggressive. I doubt it. Octavius says, I like it. He like it a lot. He likes it a
I
lot.
know you like it, you dirty bitch.
He likes it. He likes that. You dirty boy, you Steven. Steven the Shark.
I'll spank you, Octavius. Octavius.
But yeah, the game was really fun. So you played it. They have basically modified 5th edition stat blocks for all of the major players in the play of Hamlet. And you play in Hamlet, but it's like a social interaction kind of game. And so you have moments where you get to discuss things. You can pass notes to the other players, whatever you want, to keep it secret throughout the entire thing. Raid! It's a raid! Purpley Dove! Okay, we get a shouty outy for the Purpley Dove. Let's see if the shoutouts actually work this time around. I think I got it fixed now. I think I got them fixed. Here we go. Here's Purpley.
Pixel's got this.
Pixel's got it. There's Purpley playing some Dead by Daylight. Purpley playing the Dead by Daylight. I love how Steven's leaned right into camera to eat. He's not like using the shout out for
yes,
for
I'm
a
being
cover. He's
stubborn
just like,
today.
watch me.
You're gonna deal with it.
It's okay. I am gonna deal with it, and I love you anyhow. But yeah, guys, go check out Purpley and Dove. You can check out Purpley during the daytime. Does a lot of streaming, usually in the morning and through the day, and you can go and catch Disney Dreamlight Valley, a lot of Dead by Daylight, and she's just waiting for people to play Phasmophobia with. So if you're a Phasmophobia player, Purpley and now has Phasmophobia because it's been released on the PlayStation for cross-play, so she can play the Phasmophobia with people. So go on over there, give Purpley a follow. Hopefully your stream was good, Purpley. We were hanging out with Steven the Shark. We haven't started our new topic. I'm explaining this to be or not to be a villain, and Steven's not even paying attention to me, so it doesn't really matter. So.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
That is the question. Do you know the next line?
It's like some doth.
And Steven's had 5+ shots tonight. So Steven's already a little woo, and I've kind of had a lot of chips, and I'm getting that post spice high a little bit. So welcome on in, everybody, to the Epic and Steven show.
Fuck us up.
The
Hook
Epic
us
and
up.
Steven show. We need to just have a Epic and Steven drinking stream or something where we just do stupid shit and talk about stupid shit. Oh, that's what this is. Never mind. Oh my God, so many shots. He's only had 5. And I also have been drinking as well. Probably not as much as him, but it's what
Yeah,
happens.
I'm only at 5.
You're only at 5 plus the 3 beers,
And
plus the old
scotch.
fashioned, plus the double scotch. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to mention that whole soliloquy in middle school. Oh, you had to memorize it? Nice. I know the Alas Poor Yorick from Hamlet. I know. Epic is also a bit of a woo! Woo! And if you know, you know. But completely for another reason. That's true. I wish I could drink, but I can't. With all the meds I'm on. No! Did you just go like this?
No.
Did you just do that? Don't think I couldn't see you, Steven.
I was just seeing if you were paying
Because I totally saw you. I've got you up on 2 monitors, buddy boy. What was that special old fashioned you made, Steven, the other day? You made a special old fashioned for Lyric?
I did a
He's trying
to espresso old fashioned.
Espresso or espresso?
Espresso.
Just checking.
So with some coffee liqueur and a little bit of just thyme.
Like rosemary and thyme, or like thyme seasoning, or
Thyme.
Okay, Thyme. Not parsley, sage, rosemary, and
No.
thyme.
No, but it was solid, little caffeine kick. A little bit too late to bump into now, but
A little bit of Sandra in the sun.
Right?
Liquor and thyme, a good recipe for basically everything. That's right. Liquor and thyme. So if you guys... Oh, Steven, yep. We're getting there, guys. Yes, normally I do streams in the morning into the afternoon, but I did deep cleaning today. Deep cleaning. The deepest of the clean. Sorry, we're there, Steven. We are there. We're there. Let's just start the next timer. Let's get it over with. Maybe we'll both straighten out a little bit by the time we are done with our year in review. Steven, how was your year? Tell us about it. What cool things did you do this year? Now that you've got a mouthful of food.
So, I actually just swallowed. So
this is after. Oh no! I don't know if I think the timer's gone, Roddy. I think the timer's gone.
This one, and then it's this one, and then it's that one, and then we're dancing.
Roddy,
We're dancing on the
if you
controller.
don't fucking make a
We're
hype or
dancing.
two,
Dancing on the
who the
controller.
fuck are you?
Don't know what
We had a hype train about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
And Steven was
Roddy,
talking shit. Steven was talking shit again.
Roddy, I expected more of you, girl.
Wow.
I
Wow.
will say though, I expect more of you when it comes to forcing me and Epic to do shit that our bodies are going to be upset about.
I
later.
am not. I did not say this. This is all Steven, by the way. At least we know
will
Steven
say-
swallows. It's true.
Roddy is a fucking clutch D&D player, though.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that she was awesome for a first time and knocked it out
Roddy
of the park.
fucking rocked it. Like, fucking rocked it. It was so good. And like, and tied into that role play. And she was her character. Kudos to Roddy. Right? Like, cheers to Roddy.
Cheers to the Roddy of the Mama. I wasn't in the
Cheers
game,
to
but I saw a
Roddy.
lot of it, and she did awesome. His
But-
eyes aren't as red as last time, at least.
No, I'm still fucking vertical, and I know what's going on.
It was so effing awesome. Had an awesome helper. Yes, I heard Pixel helped a lot and did
Yeah,
awesome.
no, Pixel was fucking paramount. Pixel deserves all the accolades. Like, Pixel was paramount and helped out a bunch. I appreciate you, girl. Good job. Because there's a lot.
There's a lot.
Steven being vertical actually says a lot. I feel like I'm vertical most of the time.
Yeah, just not when there's hockey bombs involved. Then you're horizontal. The horizontal Steven the Shark and hockey mom joke.
Always.
That's right, the Midwest mini guy compared to horizontal. See? Great minds think alike, and so do ours. I think it has kicked in a little bit more. It is kicking in. It has kicked in. It's kicking.
I've had a lot of shots.
Now, come
Jesus
up to the lab and see what's on the slab. I see you shiver with
Anticipation. There it is.
But maybe the rain is really to blame. So I'll remove the cause, but not the symptom.
There we go. Thank you for the 1,000, not 100, not 200, 1,000 biddies from the Roddy Mama. Topped off with the 500 from earlier.
Which is nice.
There is a cooldown on the hype train. Sob. No. Yeah, I don't even know when somebody will have to look and see how much time we have left on that. It looks like, oh, it's right here. Completed 34 minutes ago. It's been 34 minutes. So we've got another 30 minutes. So somewhere halfway into our next topic, there can be another one. 30 of the minutes. So our timer's going down. Guys, what did everybody do this year that was super freaking cool? Something that some of the things that stand out.
Well, beyond Movember, right? Like, Movember was amazing.
Movember was awesome.
We raised so much money. Thank you to all of our streamers, right? Like, we raised so much money for such an amazing charity. That, you know, we focus on men's health, both mental and physical.
We raised over $6,500 with Movember this year as a team. And third place this year was Steven the Shark with over $800 raised. 800 from this guy and the team Movember RPG. You guys did awesome. So you are
full credit to my players, right? And Roddy amongst them, right? Like, our first time player to jumping into the chaos and going about it. Like, y'all did wonderful. I appreciate y'all beyond words.
So when do we get to start seeing Movember RPG? Well, the for all the people that donated.
I'm gonna need to make a list.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. That was the agreement,
Pixel.
right? Everybody who
Pixel,
donated gets
get
in an
on
RPG.
that.
Is it gonna be one game for everybody, or is it gonna be multiple games?
We'll see how many people. Pixel's gonna handle that for me.
Is she now? Is she? I got a place by myself. It has been stressful and crazy. I am broke, but I did all by yourself. All by yourself. Congratulations, Pixel, and the new job. Pixel in the last year got the new job.
Yeah, Pixel, you're gonna fucking sort that shit out for me. I got you, girl. Good job.
Nice. Midwest Mini Guy just inked a deal with Bad Wolf Adventure Studios to have my painting minis for sale in their shop. Well, that's cool. So if you guys want minis, you can go and check out the Midwest Mini Guy, and soon Bad Wolf Adventure Studios will have his painted minis. That'll be cool. Is it their minis, and then you paint their minis, and then they sell them? Is that how that works? Yeah, I girl bossed too hard and am an actual boss now. I made a huge mistake. You're the boss. You're the new boss. You and Bentley are the dual boss ladies now. Dual boss ladies. We did our trip. We did our round trip whirlwind of the world. I wish I had our card here. My wife, for the first time, made a Christmas card to send out to our family, and I wish I had it to read off to us. But it was really funny talking about some of the stuff that happened, which included our trip to Belize, which we are doing again here next month. So very much looking forward to that. If you can bring me one up, Curly Girl, that would be great, and I can read it off to people for our year in review. And of course the stream, guys. The stream for me, it's been awesome. You guys have been awesome. All of you who are new, all of that, people who have been here. It's been awesome. An awesome year for the stream growth. And we've been seeing a bit higher in attendance numbers. So that's also fantastic. And I love you all for it. But that's been my life, right? This has been my life. Anything else for you personally, Stephen? Anything you did this year? I know you got all kinds of
So Movember was the big one, right?
Yeah.
We drug in a bunch of random.
You just made the list.
We just made the list.
To
Thank you for
play
making the list, Octavius.
Dungeons and Dragons and raise money, and we averaged $200 a stream or more during our 4 different sessions, and that was just wonderful. Like to pull in and have these people.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Tra-la-la.
Pixel says she can't hear me. How about
Yeah,
now?
I couldn't hear you
Pixel,
either.
can you hear me now?
We need to get you a better mic, Stephen. Time for GoFundMe for Stephen the Shark getting a new microphone. Is Stephen even speaking English? He's speaking drunken English.
Octavius, fuck you.
That's an offer, by the way. That is an offer.
Yeah, it's an offer. Crank Epic up just a little bit.
He speaks Stephenish. You need me to let you take a moment to collect your thoughts for other things you've done this year?
My major things this year would be Movember. Right. And we did amazing. We raised so much money for such a great charity. So
And returning to streaming. You returned to streaming. That's huge.
It is. And per Epic's demand.
Yep.
I guess I'm streaming again sometime this week.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna play some Barony.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to get the game. I don't even know if I don't own the game.
Well, if you don't own the game, there's a lot of other games we could play too.
Yeah, I don't own the game.
Let's say this.
We'll plan something.
I'm gonna stream on Thursday.
All right. Steven's streaming on Thursday. He said it.
I'll put it in my calendar. Epic's gonna join me. Octavius is gonna stand around and talk shit.
Wait.
Or
How do you wait? Well, what time? Because I'm like I have a schedule I gotta abide by, and if you're working,
what's your schedule?
It's on Thursday. I start at noon or 10 a.m. Are usually my times that I start on Thursdays.
But that's fucking West Coast nonsense.
No, that's Central time.
Central is still
An hour off. So
That's
for you,
a
it would be
lot-
like
a lot of
11.
shit
For you, it would be somewhere between 11 and 1 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, no, I won't be around at that point. I'll still be working.
Right.
So working on like 7 Central or 7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about a time for us both to be on at the same time.
I think.
Or you could just stream without me. You don't need me to stream, Steven. You don't need me to stream.
I know we don't need you.
You don't
but I
need me
want
to stream.
But I want you. But I want you.
Central is still West Coast to Drunk Steven. That's true. That's true.
No, Central is not West Coast. It's a fucking different time zone, Pixel. Get wrecked.
See? She proves her point. Steven, stop looking directly into the camera. No, you mean start looking directly into the camera. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. I don't have enough room in my pants. You're going to need a bigger boat. I mean, pants. Now you gotta, Steven, when you do that, make sure to just bite the lower corner of your lip when you do that. Just a little
I had
bit.
to fucking readjust my own eyes.
You just have to do it with just a little bit of bite. You just get a little bit of that little lower lip of bite. There you go.
Octavius, please. Oh, Octavius. Ah.
Oh, and minimize. Whoa. By the way, Octavius, have you made sure to check your butthole? Because you got to get regular checks. Steven will tell you all about that.
Let's go. Well, for Octavius, it's like 4 fingers, right?
That's how he lubes it, by the way. That's how he lubes it. Steven will happily check it.
It's not a 2-finger check. His prostate check is a.
You haven't checked your butthole since Steven did it. Yeah. There's nothing left. Nothing left. Perfect. So I'm going to read this card. Talking about year in review. This is the card, by the way. So we've got me and Curly Girl in Seattle for our little trip that we did. We got some chickens. We got Patty's crooked beak. We got Pippin in this really cute picture of Pippin, by the way. So this is what she's sending out, and it's very entertaining. She was laughing the whole time she was writing it. Now keep in mind, it's been 11 years. We've been over 11 years we've been together. Look, our first Christmas card. That's the headline. Look, our first Christmas card. 2024 was a year of adventure, and we went all out. We started with a whirlwind trip to Belize, which Nick almost didn't get to go on due to his passport showing up 15 hours before we had to leave. We had a great time experiencing the nature and culture of Belize with Greg, which is her stepdad. This summer, we explored the North Shore with her mom and stepdad, where we went on hikes, looked for agates, and went fishing. For our 10th anniversary, we had a great trip to the Seattle area. We celebrated my cousin's wedding, saw great friends, hunted for agates at the ocean, and explored the city. However, our city farm struggled this year during the unseasonable Minnesota monsoons. By the way, for those that don't know, our entire yard flooded. The garden was also almost a complete bust, though we did get a few items out of the raised beds. For the first time, we are using our apples to make cider. The chickens were not impressed with their moat and spent most of the summer in the potato bins dust bathing. Pippin still loves his outings with Grandpa, where they explore the parks and get ice cream. He was able to spend a few weeks up in Moorhead with his Uncle Nelson, and he was a very good boy. Nelson is another dog, by the way. Except for when he took secret naps on the human beds. Pippin was able to keep the yard free from many squirrels this summer, and even saved the chickens from a raccoon. And then it's signed Holly, Pippin, Nick, and the ladies. So that is the story of our whirlwind summer of shenanigans. So, and I couldn't read it because, of course, I've also had some to drink, and I've also had a bunch of spicy chips. So there we go. I think we have about 15 minutes of Vertical Steven left. Got to use that time wisely, everyone. Well, he'll wake up when he can start taking drinks. How you doing, Steven?
Yeah, I'm good. I do need to use the restroom.
Okay, I will hit the timer on you, and you go use the restroom, and I will just take over and do what I do, drunken self. You go pee. Make sure you come back, Steven. Make sure you come.
I am only a few minutes away from the bathroom. Don't you worry.
He is only 2 minutes away, guys. Only 2 minutes away.
But
yeah, that was the year in review for us. I'm very excited. Of course, What about you guys? Throw it in chat. Voodoo, how was your year? Anything new, unique? Octavius, anybody that's in chat, feel free to throw in all of the things that you did, things that were cool, things that happened, things that are going to happen. Like the year's not over yet. The year isn't over. You got plenty of opportunities to continue telling the stories of the year. So, was glad to see you today. He's going to leave the sound live. Tinkle, tinkle. It's going to be like that scene from God. What is the movie? What is the movie with Leslie Nielsen? Naked Gun. The scene from the Naked Gun where he goes in the restroom and Chaos Con. That's right. Penny Potato had the Chaos Con event this year, and Red got to go there and hung out. That was really awesome. Purpley Dove got to move. It was a good move. I always appreciate good moves. Being able to like move in a good way and like get a new place that is better than your previous, or move on with life. So yeah, definitely congratulations. It's a good thing his headset is wired. I think Steven is also wired. I think Steven is also wired, regardless of the headset. That was fun. That was my first time away on my own in 20 years. Very nice. Oh, wow. You're talking about the Chaos Con or what? I cannot remember what I did last week. You might remember what I did all year. Octavius, I know one thing you did. Octavius and myself and Identity Crisis and Pixelnix and a Roddy Mama and Toasty Toesies, we all did Octanacon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota this year, and that was a blast. And we raised some funds for charity, and we got to hang out. I got to do my first, I got to go to Twin Cities Con, and I got my first media badge for an event, and I got to show up there and do media as Epic Realms, so that was pretty cool. Pixelnix was not there. Yeah, Pixelnix was not there. Pixelnix did not come with. Steven didn't come and join us for Octanacon. They both bailed on us. I cannot remember what I did. Yeah. Welcome back, Steven. Did you wash your hands? Okay. Good boy. Good boy. You deserve a treat. Have a treat. Have a treat. You're good. Good boy. Good job. Good job washing your hands. Nice. Very good. Don't forget to drink something. You got to make sure to swallow. Like we said earlier, he swallowed. He didn't wash his hands. Purpley was watching. Purpley was watching and saw that you didn't wash your hands. Purpley is like the mucky of the Steven the Shark world. Got him just sitting there in the vent, hanging out and watching Steven. I mean, technically, we're broadcasting it to everybody, so everybody can see what Steven does in the bathroom. At least I didn't misspell your name this time. At least it doesn't say Steven the Shart.
Very true.
For those that don't know, the first time we did the Movember RPG, I had a typo in there. And nobody saw it because it was off stream, but I had to share that I accidentally did. It said Steven the instead of a K, there was a T on there. And I fixed it before we went live, so nobody saw it, only except for me. But it was still kind of funny. Steven the Shart, doot, 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 doot. But yeah, that's kind of been the year in a review, as it were. 69 plus. You shouldn't have corrected it. It would have been funny. It would have been funny to just leave it up there. But he was the GM, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to put that stuff on Steven, who was graciously a GMing, so I didn't have to. So, but we will, Steven. I will GM for you.
All right.
Coming up. And you can play Mutants and Masterminds and learn the system. Which is really nice, because it's just a fucking D20. You need nothing else but a D20. We don't even need a map. I'll probably still use visual aids or something, but yeah. For sure. How you feeling, Steven?
Feeling like I've had a couple shots.
You know what else happened this year, Steven? You know what else happened that you did this year?
Do tell.
It was your first off the pod. That was this year.
I know, and this is my second, and I'm catching up to Octavius.
Catching up talk, and then you're gonna do some Mutants and Masterminds coming up. So that's another one to catch up on the Octavius. Heck, you might even catch up to Seppi.
All right.
Speaking of Seppi, Seppi is coming back.
I do love Seppi.
Seppi is coming back in February to promote their next Kickstarter, and we're going to be doing some tabletop role playing.
Oh, shit. What's their next one?
They are going to be promoting their RPG system that they have in a PDF form, but they're actually going to do like a hardcover publication of the Mechanical Corners RPG. Full on RPG. So I'm very looking forward to that, and we are going to have some special guests for the live play of the RPG. So we already know. You guys might have saw our last podcast guest, the one and only Scott Rogers, game designer. He's actually going to be joining us for that. So a little sneak peek, a peeky preview. So again, the year is not over, so next week we're going to have Jim Zub, comic book legend, is going to be joining us for the podcast next week. So talking about our year in review, but our year yet to come for 2024. Our last podcast guest is the one and only the legend in comics, Jim Zub himself. So, and it's going to be great because the new Thunderbolts movie is coming out, and Thunderbolts was one of his primary comic books he wrote, along with Conan and 100 fucking billion other ones. So yeah, looking forward to that. We're getting to that point, guys. We're getting to that point. We're getting to the end of the road where the drinks really start to hit Steven, and it's a good thing our topic is going to be whatever the fuck it is. Whatever the F.
Yeah, I'm not just eating spicy chips that wear off after a certain amount of time. Like,
they don't wear off. And your alcohol wears off. What are you talking about, Mr. O? I woke up and went to work the next morning.
after hours.
Yeah, I'm still feeling the spicy chips, buddy. After hours. Mine lasts 24 hours. You tell me what your butthole feels like the next morning after 20 spicy chips, pal. You won't even do one, so. You give me crap. You're giving me crap. You won't even do one spicy chip. Alcohol greater than spices. I don't know about that. Hello, Redneck Jedi. How you doing? I know you were in here earlier because you were talking about the Chaos Con. But the timer is up. It is time. It is time for the potluck to begin. And there are still 5 minutes left before there's a hype trade. Before there's a potential shit or get off the potluck. That's right. That's right. But yeah, the whole Chaos Con trip was great. That's awesome. And Red's going to come to the next Octanicon, right? That's your next goal? Octanicon? Probably not. I don't have as nice. Never mind. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I was typing while at a red light. Oh no. Yeah, don't type while driving. Type while red light is better than while driving, right?
Yeah.
Steven, how many fingers am I holding up?
Go ahead and give me a second there and actually hold up some numbers and not just flashing. That's 2, 3.
That's not 3. That's still 2. This is the thumb, Steven. It's a thumb. It's not a finger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1.
2.
No, that'd be 4, according to you, because I said the thumb don't count. Now, make up your mind. Does the thumb count or does it not count?
The thumb counts.
Speaking about giving you crap is a mighty mad talk epic after all of these chips. It's true. So I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing that fact.
Make him hurt, chat. You got this.
There's still 4 minutes. It's not, and by that point in time, hopefully they'll forget. I met cool people, saw much of the country, and tried lots of new foods. Steven loves making foods. You were just telling me about a black bean soup. Is that what you had while we were streaming?
I did, yeah. I made a black bean and chili soup.
What is the difference to you? What is the difference between soup and stew?
Um,
To you, in your opinion.
soup is quick. A stew takes 4 or more hours.
So if you take all the stuff, so a stew is a soup until it sits there for a while?
Yes.
Okay. So is chili a soup or a stew?
Chili is chili.
But is it a soup or a stew?
It's its own thing. It's a separate category.
It's a separate category. So if you make a stew with all the ingredients of chili, is it not a stew then? If it sits longer, wouldn't it be? If what you made, if your black bean chili, because you said it was a black bean chili soup, if it sat longer, would it then be a stew?
Yeah.
Just for sitting? Everything is exactly the same. It's just sat for a while.
Yes, but it makes a huge difference if it sits for a while.
Your microphone is.
It
There
makes
we
a
go.
huge difference.
Your microphone was like way over here.
It does make a huge difference in the time that it sits.
Octavia says with extra fuzz. Yum. The longer it sits. Chili is its own category. Correct, Stephen. Stew is a 3-week-old soup, is what Voodoo says. Lyric says that it's depends on its viscosity. The viscosity. I lean more towards what Lyric says, where it's the thickness. It's the substance to liquid ratio. If it's heavier and thicker, it's a stew to me. Whereas if it's like, water and a bunch of shit in it, then it's a soup. If you spend more time drinking it than you do eating it, it's a soup. If you spend more time eating it than drinking it, then it's a stew.
Yeah. That's fair.
Regardless of how long it's been sitting. Is taco soup a taco or a soup?
Get fucked, Sunstrider.
Or tortilla soup. What about tortilla soup? Is it a tortilla? Is a tortilla soup a tortilla or is it a soup?
No, it's the half-assed taco soup.
It's a half-assed taco soup. What is it that makes a taco soup and not something else?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Like, do you literally make a taco and dump it into the soup?
Damn near.
What do you like for your toppings on your soup? On your taco soup?
On taco soup?
Or on your chili?
I don't fucking know.
You're a food. You're supposed to be this big food connoisseur.
Whatever is fucking delicious at the moment. Like, I just kind of go with it.
You just kind of like, oh, this is Tabasco sauce. We'll put that on our angel food
yeah.
soup.
100%, yeah.
This is what we call quality content, ladies and gentlemen.
Always winging it. It's right.
It is right. What about you guys? What about you guys in the chat? What are some of your favorite things to put on your soups, your stews, your chilies, your whatever? My wife makes a taco soup, and I like to put like diced green onions on top. That little crunch is always nice. Bougie standards are inversely proportional to the blood alcohol content. That's true. Foodie says, I saw the inside of his fridge. All of the things in the world, I wouldn't call Steven a food connoisseur. Wow. Because he saw the inside of your fridge.
Who saw the inside of my fridge?
Voodoo. Voodoo saw the inside of your fridge. Chili and cheese. Yes, I do like some good cheese. My wife likes sour cream in her chili.
That's fair. Voodoo was here. Although I feel like I only had beer in my fridge when Voodoo visited.
You only had beer in your fridge? What's with the empty fridge?
Shit happens.
I swear I heard Epic say Voodoo saw the inside of Steven. Well, I mean, we did just get over Movember. And you got to check the butthole. Voodoo says this is correct. This is correct.
I gotta go to bed.
You can't. You've still got at least 15 minutes. There's the party horn. Oh no. Oh no. Lyric did set a timer because I just saw the number change. Lyric did set a timer. Oh god. Are you ready, Steven?
No.
Maybe Lyric's the only one that remembered. Or cares. Thank you, Lyric, for the party horn. The partay! The partay horn. I just heard something and I don't know what I heard.
I don't know. You tell me.
I heard something in my headset. Did you say something?
I did
Or
not.
did something in the background make a sound? A Freudian slip, boss lady. Freudian slip. Yeah, it was. That's what we always tell Steven. No, this is a Freudian slip. Just sit still. It just slipped right in. You doing okay there, Steven? Uh-oh.
So you see that guy shows up and swings at you.
Wild.
And it
I'm
scrapes
feeling
across
it
your
more
armor as
than
you
when
cast your
fucking
spell.
Roddy decided we were gonna
Mithril
die.
breastplate, bitch.
Well, you were lucky because maybe Roddy's not here. Because there is a possible hype train coming, and we are possibly going to have to do more. I don't know if you see that, Steven, but I guess Roddy is here. We have completed a level 1. And we're at starting level 2. Have that shot there, Steven. I will have this chip.
Impeccable timing, epic.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Steven, we're back at where we were at the end of the last hype train already. That's that's 3 shots for you, Steven. 3. And I have to do 2 more. I have to do 2 more chips.
I don't know if Steven's gonna do.
You bought a whole pack. You were bragging about how you could easily go through that whole pack, and if we were done, you'd start pouring shots.
I lied.
You're like, I'll start just
This
pouring shots
pack-
afterwards.
This pack is fucking way harder than I thought.
You're like, oh, I got something a little bit low. I was doing like 90 proof before. This will be super easy. Time to get a. You can go get the Tabasco sauce. Lyric says you can go get the Tabasco sauce instead.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Go to the couch and stream from there.
Oh.
Thank you, Roddy and Lyric, for those. Oh. Oh. Sorry, guys. Okay, back to lurking. Hey, guys, notice that Steven's not talking shit this time. He's not talking shit anymore.
Oh.
Look at that. Steven can tap out and admit defeat. Yes, Steven, you can just tap out and admit defeat. You can say that Roddy beat you.
Roddy, you win this time.
Wow.
It was at this moment that he knew. He
I
fucked
have to
up.
be up so early.
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me finish pouring this. You wanted me to do a shot with you, right?
I did.
Look at it, even says Captain Morgan right on there.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Oh.
Make no mistake about
That
the
actually
man
burns a
who
little
was
bit
Captain
more
Morgan.
because of the spicy heat.
That man was a legend.
Oh. Thank you for the hype train. Thank you for the 5-bomb and the 5-bomb lyric. And Roddy. Oh.
Is it bedtime?
I'm doing this because like my hand is hurting. I'm just gonna keep the timer going. But I'm doing this because if I put the pain in my hands, then my mouth don't hurt as much. Right? And for you, you're doing it because your hands are numb.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
With how much I want to see this, I'm exhausted after deep cleaning today. I'm going to go to bed. Go to bed, Purpley. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the raid. Have a great night, Purpley. Take care of yourself. We will see you down the road. Woo-hoo-hoo. Ooh, and thank you for playing. Some of you may die. Voodoo.
Oh.
We're at 96%. 4 more percent. And it's another spicy chip for me and another shotty shot for the Stephen of the Shark.
Steven the Shark doesn't want any more shots.
Happy birthday, Stephen. Hey, everybody, happy birthday to Stephen. These are happy birthday shots for
Not my
Stephen.
birthday yet.
It's your birthday. Well, are you streaming tomorrow?
Not at this rate. I'll be lucky if I'm alive at this rate.
What, you had less than you did last time?
I know.
Here he is. There's another chip. You're doing just fine. You're doing fine. Thank you for the wasted, Voodoo. We are wasted. This is so bad. I can't hear it. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo. We hit level 5. We're 3% at level 5. Oh, shit.
Let's keep the fucking podcast going.
Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Hold
That
on.
way
Hold on.
they
Hold on.
can't
I did
get
agree.
us.
I did agree that if we hit level 5. I did agree if we hit level 5 that I would do a shot. So I agreed. We hit it. I honor my word. Although I should have waited for that shot earlier.
Let's start by doing what we set out to do. Let's accomplish that.
Cheers, chat. Not to Steven because he can't do one with me because he's done. He's done.
Yeah, no, Steven's about finished. Oof.
Ooh, I am shocked. Are you shocked? I mean, he drank more last time. You can just not drink. No is a complete sentence. There you go. I did agree. Eat the mic, Steven. That's what they're saying. They're saying, eat the mic. Nom, 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 nom. Sage and Eggs, welcome on in. Hello, Sage and Eggs. That is an excellent point. It is an excellent point. Oh, my mouth is hurting so bad from this hype train. How are you doing, Steven? Are you going to make it?
Another 8 minutes and 27 seconds. I got this.
You got this? What if it's another 8 minutes and there's another 2 minutes of hype train?
Ooh.
And that could continue.
I don't think they're gonna get the other 2 minutes of hype train, so I'm not terribly worried about it.
No. And what if they do?
I don't think they will.
Is this you talking smack again? Have you not learned your lesson?
I'm thick-headed.
Don't tempt them. Don't tempt them.
Let's make bad decisions, Epic.
I've already made bad decisions. I think you've already made bad decisions. But if you want to challenge them,
I have. My liver is literally yelling at me right now. It's like, what are you doing?
So Sage and Eggs, normally on this portion where we talk about the topic that you see below us, and right now the topic is we're doing a hype train, and every level of hype train he's doing a shot, and every level of hype train I'm doing spicy ghost pepper chip. My mouth is burning and he is wasted. So this is a lesson, and Steven ain't gonna learn on purpose. No. Can we make Steven drink but just water?
There's ice in some of the drinks I drink sometimes, Pixel.
There's ice in some of the drinks he drinks. See, the difference between you and I, Steven, is I have ice cream waiting for me after this.
I don't.
And that's not going to help you. But hey, you could have like a grilled cheese sandwich or something after this.
No, I've eaten enough.
See, the problem is you were eating soupy, stewy stuff, which is a lot of liquid and not a lot of like carbs to absorb the stuff.
No, I know. I'm regretting all of my choices.
But on the bright side, that soup comes back just as easily. So it'll be, you don't have to worry about a lot of thickness coming back.
Yeah. I'll be all right on the reverb.
Voodoo says that your drinks are at least 60% water.
Oh, they're not. There's no ice in the middle.
They were what, 40% ABV? So there you go.
Ugh.
I don't know how this man is still alive. I mean, they were just little bottles. It's not like they were huge. There we go.
Quit, won't quit.
We do have. Somebody should go back and clip that where he says that Roddy won. By the way, that Roddy wins.
No, Roddy wins. I will concede defeat this time.
You are beaten this time. You are beaten.
I am.
You just made the list.
It's been a long fucking week. I know it's Monday. It's been a long week.
Thank you for the. You just made the list. Who played that? Octavius, thank you for the. You just made the list. My mouth hurty. It's like 2:30, but it's not my tooth. It's my whole mouth.
Ask me about my wiener.
Thank you, Sunstrider, for asking about Steven's wiener. Steven, would you like us to ask you about your wiener?
No, I don't think.
Is that reserved for field hockey moms?
Yeah, you gotta play field hockey.
Gotcha. What is your? All right, Steven. You're at a field hockey tournament. What is your field hockey mom pickup line?
There isn't one. There really isn't one.
Come on, you gotta come up with something.
No. I just rely on my good looks.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a great thing to rely on. But
Pixels, all right, ladies. My NyQuil is kicking in, trying to actually get over this illness. You go take care of yourself, Pixel. Thank you so much for being awesome and being here. We love you. Take care. Get some rest. Feel better soon.
Good night, Pixel.
We are going to give a shout out to Steven the Shark here. We're going to do this. We're going to watch a clippy clip of Steven the Shark. I bet I know it's going to be the same one that always plays. Is he falling? Oh, it's not. It's a different one. You're not falling from the sky.
Fucking bear. Cool. So we need metal. Oh, shit.
What is this? Is this Minecraft?
This is Vintage Story.
It looked kind of like a Minecraft.
It does.
And if you guys haven't already, go click that heart box. Go and give this guy a follow. He said he promised he's going to stream later this week, so check it out. Although I think he said that it's not going to be tomorrow on his birthday. But go and give him a follow. Go and give him a very special birthday on whenever his birthday stream happens to be later this week. It's very Minecraft-esque. It looks very Minecraft-esque. It looks like it might be fun.
Vintage Story is it's a blast of a game. if you like complex survival games.
Okay.
So I do recommend trying it.
Lyric says Stephen shortly thereafter burned down the cover to his kiln.
I did, yes. I rebuilt my kiln afterwards and didn't burn it down, but it's a rough go. It's always a rough go.
Okay.
But if you like the like a gritty survival, that's where it's at. It really is. So
awesome. All right, we got 2 minutes left. What do you want to talk about? What are you watching right now for TV? What TV shows are you watching?
TV shows. So I just got my nugget. I got my nugget into Star Trek.
Okay.
Via Lower Decks, the animated off of Prime.
All right.
And she loves it. So she's now jumping into Voyager and TGN. I am watching what's Prime's newer one. You're following Pike.
Oh, the Critical Role show?
No, not Pike. Critical Role. Star Trek. Pike.
Oh, I don't know.
Captain Pike. Whatever it is, Star Trek's or better said, Amazon's newest Star Trek is solid. Like, it's really good. It's got a solid storyline. It does fall into those, typical like kind of Star Trek-y tropes.
Okay.
But really good. Good portrayal of Pike. Good portrayal of Kirk and Spock. Like, it's really cool. So.
All right. Octavia says Enterprise is the best Star Trek. He says Star Trek New World's Jesus.
Yeah.
Be a Trekkie near Jeebus. He is under the influence. Give him some slack. Yeah. So New Worlds? Star Trek New Worlds?
New Worlds,
okay.
Yes.
It's not a D&D
New
show
World.
after all.
Yes, New Worlds. Definitely worth a watch. If you haven't seen Lower Decks, watch Lower Decks.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been a Trekkie. I liked the movies with Zachary Quinto and Chris Pine. I liked those revisionings of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I liked Next Generation. I liked the first season or two of Deep Space Nine. Then it got a little bit too soap opera-y for me. And
yeah, I wasn't a big Deep Space.
And here's the thing: I watch professional wrestling, so I get it. But yeah, and I think I haven't watched a Star Trek series since Deep Space Nine. We're gotten into it.
So, but yeah, definitely worth a watch. I think we've hit our time.
We have hit our time. Does that mean you need to go turn into a pumpkin?
It does. Unfortunately, I have to be up super fucking early tomorrow. I gotta be leaving my house at 5 tomorrow.
Well, it's a good thing that you're on the Eastern time, so it's not as late there.
Yeah, it's only 9:30 here, but to get some actual sleep would be good for me.
All right.
So.
Guys, thank you all for hanging out here today. Go check out Stephen the Shark. Make sure you give him a follow. Go over there and hang out in his stream later on this week. Of course, to everybody that was here, thank you all so much for being here for the show. Also, thank you for the hype trains. We hit 2 hype trains today. They were awesome. Everybody, excuse me. Hold on 1 second here. I had a piece of spice stuck in the back of my throat. On the hype trains, thank you so much. My nose is still running from both of them. My stomach is burning. I'm going to have some ice cream later on down the road. So thank you guys. so much for everything. Thank you for your charity for Movember. Everybody who hung out, everybody who streamed, everybody who did everything for the Movember charity. We definitely appreciate that. Guys, I will be back tomorrow at about noon Central Time. Unless I'm coming down with a cold. I don't know. I might be coming down with a cold, so we'll see. Hopefully I am not. Hopefully I just didn't get enough sleep last night. So, but I did have a big party and there were multiple people there that had just gotten over cold. So hopefully they didn't bring them with it and give them to me. So we shall see what tomorrow brings, but I should be on tomorrow starting at noon. More Palea, more Stream Raiders. Wednesday is the Old School 3 campaign, tabletop role playing, and Thursday is Palea during the day again. And Friday should be something during the day. I don't know what I'm going to do yet during the day on Friday as well. So thank you guys so much for being here. Please stick around for the raid. We're going to raid on out. Where are we going to go? Let's take a look, see who is on. That person raided into that person. That person raided out to that person. Let's see if we can find one of our friends, somebody that is on. You know what we're just gonna do? We're just gonna go on over here because this guy is always an amazing streamer. He's always got cool stuff. He's doing Microscopy Monday. We loves the one, the only Cyan Streams. Go ahead, use my raid emotes, your raid emotes, Steven's raid emotes. I don't care whose emotes you use. Just make your voices known. Thank you so much for being here. Loves you all so very much. We will see you tomorrow down the road. And of course, happy birthday to Steven the Shark. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, actually, this should be this. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. The end.